So, Marvel's Blade has been, well, in development hell for God knows how long now. And one of the stars, former stars, Delroy Lindo, did a piece with Entertainment Weekly, where he basically, he does reveal quite a lot, actually, about this film. And just how it was a complete shit show. Like, yeah. It's a peek behind the dysfunctional curtain of Marvel. And it's interesting, because remember, Marvel, the biggest film franchise in history. You'd think they'd be a bit more organised. But apparently they're not. Maybe it was all fluke. Maybe it was fluke, eh? Maybe it was fluke. Anyway, we're going to take a look at this. Please do hit subscribe if you're new here. Turn those bell notifications on. And definitely give the video a like and a share. So, Sinners star, because obviously he is in Sinners, which is released today. A movie which I was contemplating going to see, to be honest. But yeah, it reveals some very interesting stuff. So, I'm just going to scroll through some of this. There's not a hell of a lot which is interesting to do with Sinners itself and things. A lot of it is about his background as well, by the way. Which is interesting. You know, he seems like a pretty interesting dude. So, but we'll scroll all the way down. All the way down. And as we do this, just as an FYI, if you want to support the channel further, I actually have a clothing line called Retro Classics. It is car focused. I know, a bit weird, but it's a passion of mine. And you can find a link to that website down below in the description box. Support the channel. So, Oscar snubs, derailment, all this kind of nonsense. Sure, fine. And then we go to Blade. Here we go. Well, interesting. He also says Lindo doesn't comment on the gaming accusations. So there's even a little bit about gaming in here. Because, of course, Anansi boys, you know, who's involved. But yeah, he says of the series in general, I don't think that'll ever see the light of day. It's too bad on many levels. But I was really excited to do it. And when EW asked Lindo earlier in the conversation what he's learned from derailed projects like this, he responded, don't count your chickens, man. It's a shame. I could be wrong about Anansi boys. Maybe it'll be released. This is another reason to knock on wood. Because there are banana peels all over the landscape. No matter how experienced the level of talent that's involved, you can always slip up. Which brings me to the knocking on wood thing. Shit can happen, man, at any point. And here's one thing which happened, which is definitely shit. So Blade, a reimagining of the comic book Daywalker Vampire Hunter, was another experience. A parade of filmmakers. Remember, this is Entertainment Weekly saying this. This is Entertainment Weekly. A parade of filmmakers and writers filtered on and off that movie for Disney's Marvel Studios, trying to make it work. It was the easiest film to make. In November 2023, Variety published a report about alleged creative disagreements contributing to the hang-up. Marvel has since pulled the film entirely from its release calendar, and Lindo isn't, at present, involved. When Marvel came to me, he said, they seemed to be really interested in my input, and in the various conversations I had with producers, the writer, the director at the time, one of many, it was all leading into being very inclusive. It was really exciting conceptually, but it was also exciting in terms of the character that was going to form. And then, for whatever reason, it just went off the rails. What? Very inclusive? Mate, it's Blade. He's a black vampire. This is about as inclusive as you can get. We're talking about, you pleb. So Lindo doesn't specify which character he was supposed to play, but teases that, quote, there was a Marcus Garvey-esque component to who this man was shaping up to be. I'm not saying that it would have been an out-and-out Garveyite. Not that, but just in terms of how this man's philosophy, his ethos, and what was driving him. He was a character who had, very similar to Sinners, created a community, a black community. He was a character who was the head of this community. bloody bizarre. When Marvel initially cast Lindo in this undisclosed part, the actor received an unexpected congratulatory message from Jeffrey Bell and Paul Zebzewski, who created another past Marvel project that Lindo would have been a part of if not for decisions made above his pay grade. In the age of Marvel, before the Disney Plus boom, Bell and Zebzewski, whatever his name is, hoped to launch an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. spin-off for ABC called Most Wanted. Lindo was set to play Dominic Fortune, a rogue adventurer aiding Adrian Palicki's Bobby Morse and Nick Blood's Lance Hunter from the Mothership show. ABC eventually passed on that show in May 2016. They said something like, "Congratulations, man, we're very happy for you. I'm really sorry that you're not on our project. I told my son and his friends, you never know who's watching. Always do your best. Somebody may come back around." But again, it's that take-home, right? It's that take-home. It went off the rails. So there's a few things that doesn't really make any sense to me anyway, right? When Marvel came to me, they seemed to be really interested in my input. Okay, that's fine. And in the various conversations I had with producers, the writer, the director at the time, it was all leading into being very inclusive, right? So he's like, yeah, cool. It's leading into being very inclusive. That's good. That's great. And then they're like, it was really exciting conceptually, but it was also exciting in terms of the character that was going to form. And then for whatever reason, it just went off the rails. Went off the rails in what way? I mean, conceptually, from inception point, it sounds like it was going off the rails. I mean, being massively inclusive. Oh, God. Come on. Just stop. It's Blade. It doesn't need to be inclusive. And that variety piece was damning. That variety piece that they even state in here. Yeah, from a creative perspective, showed that Blade was a complete joke. Blade was going to be the fourth lead in his own movie. It was going to be a period piece all about girls. Pun not intended, but also intended. So what does he mean by went off the rails? But just goes to show that dysfunction, doesn't it? And it does make you wonder, given Marvel's string of flops lately, is that how many of it was just fluke and having the right people at the right time that are now gone. It's fascinating. It's genuinely fascinating. So there you go. There's not much else really to say here. It's just interesting. It's another notch in the board, so to speak. But what do you guys think? Let me know down below. I'd love to hear it, genuinely. So drop your thoughts down below. Like I said at the start, do give the video a like and a share if you enjoyed it. And hit subscribe and all that good stuff. Bye now.